we've had a lot of conversations about the way in which we defend Israel in the PR sphere and the way in which we justify Israel's very existence. And you've been arguing that for too long we have been speaking in a secular Western tone, and that simply is ignoring the fact that this is a war being fought in the Middle East. And I mean, aside from anything else, in addition to that, the Jewish people's role, whether or not we're trying to please a particular audience, the truth is that it comes from a divine right rather than any other kind of right. Now, I find these discussions very stimulating. They obviously go against conventional wisdom, and I'm often tempted to have to kind of test the waters with these ideas with other rabbis. And I was having a discussion with another rabbi that I have great respect and admiration for, and he felt that if we as Jews and supporters of Israel go out into the public sphere, wherever it is, and start using godly religious language to justify Israel's right to exist, and we start to call for different standards in warfare that are more representative of Torah standards of morality, he said that the problem with that is that you're trying to be an ambassador for something that doesn't reflect what Israel actually is. We may wish for Israel to be much more of a kind of God-centric culture and, the government to espouse those kind of values, but they don't. Israel is, for better or worse, a liberal democratic state. And so he sort of said you'd actually end up getting the worst of both worlds, because you're trying to justify something that doesn't reflect the way Israel's actually kind of conducting itself or creating itself as a nation. And then you end up appealing to an audience that wouldn't respect that anyway, and it doesn't reflect reality as it is on the ground. And he said it's just a lot. He thinks it's almost a laughable proposition simply because it doesn't reflect reality. He said if you want to go about trying to change Israeli society that way, do that first before going out there into the wider sphere and saying those things. I wondered what's your reaction to that?
That's a very sad loss of faith or confidence. Since when is truth irrelevant or laughable? This is the problem. We think that whatever is happening is more real than what should be happening. And we surrender what should happen to what is happening. That's complete and total assimilation. When we suggest or demand that the answer should be more biblical, we're talking to Israel and the leaders of Israel. Only to them. To the rest of the world, everything Israel does is perfect. We have no criticism. In fact, they should do more of what they're doing because we support them and we support their victory. But we've done that 6 times before, and we still don't have a victory. And I think people notice that. They just don't know what the alternative is. We're suggesting what the alternative is. Try God's approach. He may know something about war. He's been through many of them. So it's really 2 things. It should be more of a biblical response, but at the same time, the argument is that the biblical response is far more rational, far more effective, and far more reliable. So, religious or not, this is what you should be doing because it makes more sense. So it's the opposite. It's good logically, it's good religiously, it's true, and it will succeed. The question is, how long do we have to wait? In the end, that's going to be the answer
Mm.
to those who count. In other words, to our enemy, not to the spectators to whom we don't have to give any answer at all.
Mm. But are you saying so? You're saying even if it didn't reflect the way Israel and Israel's government was operating, you still think it would be better as spokespeople for Israel, people speaking to their friends, neighbors, local media. It would still be better to be using biblical arguments.
And then let them ask, so why doesn't Israel do that? You say, oh, good question.
Mm. Right, right. So you don't find that in any way counterproductive, destructive by making them question why Israel's not behaving in that biblical way.
It may even be a little helpful that Israel should eventually realize that most people expect them to act biblically
Right.
for logical reasons and for religious reasons.
Mm.
Just a controversial example. Israel should annex the Gaza and make it a nice Jewish town, a beautiful Jewish town. It's what most human beings in the world expect Israel to do, because it's what they would do. You lose 800 soldiers, and then you don't even keep the land. Who in their right mind does that?
Well, they're worried about the residents.
Huh?
They're worried about the residents and the people that live there. Do they want to, incorporate them?
So there's another ridiculous notion. We're going to return it to the Palestinians, but to the good Palestinians. What in the world does that mean? And even as you suggest returning it to the Palestinians, you say, of course, we're going to have to police them. Oh, are you asking for trouble? It's such a ridiculous idea. Let's start all over again with new people who have not yet felt controlled and manipulated, and let's make them miserable too. You can't police people. So wake up. This silly game has cost us so many lives and has brought us no results whatsoever. So again, religious or not, at least be intelligent.
But let's talk specifically about the Western world, Western media. Let's say you're on a big Western show, Piers Morgan, CNN, whatever. You're saying that there, where they have Western secular democratic ideals, their YouTube think it would be worth speaking on biblical grounds to defend Israel?
The enemy are religious fanatics.
Hmm.
They take a break from torturing their hostages because it's time to pray. How does the world treat them? Do they mock them for their religiosity? On the contrary, they say we never pressure them. They're doing what they believe. So this argument that if we told the world what we believe, they would mock it, no, they wouldn't. Where's the evidence for that? If you have a strong, genuine, sincere belief, people don't mock it. It's our own little insecurity or inferiority complex that we think that whatever we say is going to be mocked. And so you get what you expect. We say we're just defending ourselves, and they mock you. You're not defending yourself, you're committing genocide. So, okay. Now we've got their attention. No, you don't. You're literally making a fool of yourself.
Yeah.
And we've done this for 70 years. Enough already?
If you've made it so far in this video, I have a request for you. JTV has been having a really big impact in spreading the truth about Israel and creating positive associations with the Jewish people, Judaism, and Israel. We've really grown a lot, particularly in the last year, and we're having a really significant impact, both for Jews and non-Jews. But I really want to take JTV to the next level so we can start to compete with the other big online media beasts that are often peddling anti-Israel content. And the way we're going to do that is to scale even faster. So I'd love to build a team where we have other presenters doing shows like me. Let's start doing documentaries, supplementary content, animated content, etc., etc. And to do that, I'd like to build a bit of a team. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one fundraising day, just one, where we try and build up some funding in order to fund such a team. Now, to do that, it's going to obviously require people to get involved. And I'm wondering if you would consider, if you're watching JTV content and appreciate what we do and want to help partner with us in taking this to the next level and spreading the truth farther and wider than ever before, I wonder if you'd consider partnering with us simply by running a page, a mini page on the fundraiser that we do, where you just reach out to your contacts on that day that we choose to fundraise and see if they'll all chip in. If you'd be up for doing that, of which I would be so grateful, then please click on the Google form link in the video description of this video, where you can simply just put in a few contact details. It'll be a very small commitment, as I say, literally just one day that we'll all agree upon as a collective community. But the impact is going to be so big. There's such strength in numbers. If we all pull together and do this, we can take this to the next level. And as I say, all of us can partner together in bringing and spreading the truth to the whole world. So please do consider clicking on that link, filling in the form, and I'll be in touch very soon to talk about the next steps. Small commitment, but a big impact. Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.